This is every Yugoslav weapon of World War II. From captured Axis arms to Allied airdrops, resistance fighters in the Balkans wielded over 80 different weapons. Some were relics from the Great War. Others were state-of-the-art tools seized from occupiers. Let's begin with rifles and carbines. Mauser M1000 924 series, the backbone of the Royal Yugoslav Army before the invasion. This 7.92 mm bolt-action rifle was manufactured domestically under license at the Kragujevac arsenal. Reliable and accurate, it served both the pre-war military and later partisan forces who captured stockpiles. Mauser M1000 899. An older Serbian rifle from the turn of the century. Chambered in 7 mm Mauser, thousands remained in service during the 1941 invasion. Its age showed, but desperate fighters used whatever was available in the mountains. Mannlicher M1000 895, a straight-pull bolt action inherited from the Austro-Hungarian Empire. These rifles flooded into Yugoslav hands after World War I. The partisans valued them for their speed of fire, though ammunition could be scarce. Mozi Nagant 1891/30. Soviet rifles began appearing in large numbers after 1943. Dropped by Soviet aircraft or captured from Croatian forces, the 7.62 2X 5.4 MMR became one of the most common calibers in partisan hands. Rugged and simple, it thrived in harsh mountain conditions. Lee Enfield No. 1 and No. 4 British rifles arrived via Allied airdrops to Tito's partisans. The 10-round magazine and smooth bolt action made it popular among fighters. Its 303 British caliber created logistical headaches, but the weapon's performance was undeniable. Carabiner 98K. The standard German infantry rifle became a prized capture. Partisan raids on Wehrmacht convoys and garrisons yielded thousands of these excellent 7.92 mm bolt actions. Many Yugoslav fighters preferred it over their own domestic Mausers. Carcano M1000 891 and M1000 938. Italian occupation forces brought these 6.5 mm rifles into the Balkans. After Italy's surrender in 1943, entire divisions were disarmed by partisans. The Carcano was less popular due to its weak cartridge, but beggars couldn't be choosers. Mannlicher 1895/30. The Yugoslav military converted older Mannlicher rifles to 7.92 mm Mauser between the wars. This standardization effort meant more ammunition compatibility. The converted rifles served throughout the resistance, though the en-bloc clip system was outdated. Berthia Mel 1907/15. French rifles left over from World War I saw limited use. These bolt actions were obsolete by 1940s standards, but some reserve units and early partisan bands carried them. The 3-round clip was a significant disadvantage. Winchester Model 1895. A surprising American lever action that appeared in small numbers. These were Russian contract rifles from World War I that somehow ended up in the Balkans. Rare and obsolete, they were mostly used by village guards. Submachine guns, Sten gun. The British workhorse of irregular warfare arrived by the thousands via Allied airdrops. Crude, stamped metal, and prone to jamming, the Sten was nevertheless perfect for partisan ambushes. Its 9 mm ammunition was easy to scavenge from captured Germans. Thompson M1 928, a 1. American Lend-Lease. Thompsons reached Yugoslav partisans starting in 1943. The .45 caliber firepower was devastating at close range. Fighters prized these heavy, expensive weapons above almost all others. MP40. The iconic German submachine gun was the most sought-after close-quarters weapon. Every successful ambush against Wehrmacht troops yielded more MP40s. Its reliability and 32-round magazine made it perfect for mountain warfare. PPS-41. Soviet submachine guns flooded into partisan hands after 1943. The 71-round drum magazine and simple blowback design made it brutally effective. Its distinctive sound became synonymous with partisan night raids. Beretta Model 38. Italian submachine guns were captured in huge numbers after September 1943. Considered one of the finest weapons of its type, the Model 38 featured excellent craftsmanship. Partisans gladly adopted these 9mm weapons. MP-28, an older German submachine gun that appeared in small numbers. These Bergmann designs predated the MP-40 and were used by some occupation units. Partisans who captured them found the side-mounted magazine awkward. Irma EMP, another early German submachine gun that influenced the MP-40's design. Limited numbers were captured from police units and rear echelon troops. The wooden stock and traditional layout made it feel more like a rifle. Suomi KP, -31. Finnish submachine guns arrived via complex Allied supply chains. A few hundred reached Yugoslavia, highly valued for their accuracy and reliability. The 71-round drum magazine rivaled the PPS-41. ZK-383, a Czech-designed compact device adapted for various military users. When evaluated in the field, its bipod and quick-change barrel were considered overly complex for light operations. Still, its 9mm design features were appreciated for specialized applications. Handheld personal devices. FN Browning M 1910, the most common pistol in pre-war Yugoslavia. Tens of thousands were in military and police service when the invasion began. This reliable 32 ACP pocket pistol remained in use throughout the war. Colt M1911A1 American. 45 caliber devices were delivered through Allied supply drops. Officers and specialized personnel received these robust tools. Their performance was well regarded, though supply was always limited. Walther P-38. This modern German service device became a notable example. Obtained from German sources, the P-38's double-action mechanism was advanced for its time. Leaders often used these as distinguished equipment. Luger P-8. This iconic German design was less common than the P-38 but highly valued. Its toggle action system and unique silhouette made it instantly recognizable. Users appreciated the Luger for its craftsmanship despite its sensitivity to environmental conditions. Tokarev TT-33. Soviet handheld devices arrived with Russian aid starting in 1943. The simple, robust 7.62 2x2 5mm model was extremely durable. Its minimal safety features concerned some users, but reliability was the main advantage. Nagant M1000 895 revolver. Older Russian designs from the early 20th century remained in use. The gas-sealed cylinder was unique, though it offered little practical benefit. These older models were primarily used by support and rear area personnel. Beretta M 1934. A standard Italian service device became widely available after Italy's political changes. Chambered in 380 ACP. It was compact and dependable. Thousands were redistributed from surrendering units. Steyr M 1912, an Austro-Hungarian design that continued in Yugoslav service between the world wars. The unusual stripper clip loading and 9mm Steyr system made logistics more complex. It performed adequately when other options were limited. Machine guns. Schwarzlose Mohn 1907/12. The water-cooled Austro-Hungarian machine gun equipped pre-war Yugoslav forces. Its delayed blowback system was unusual, and the 7.92mm conversion made it more practical. Heavy but reliable, it defended fixed positions well. Hotchkiss M1914. French machine guns left over from World War I served in fortress and border units. The strip-feed system was outdated compared to belt-fed weapons. Still, the 8mm level-caliber gun provided sustained fire when needed. ZB VZ-26 and VZ-30. Excellent. Czech light machine guns form the backbone of Yugoslav infantry squads. Gas-operated and magazine-fed, these 7.92mm weapons were among the best of their generation. Partisans treasured, captured examples. Bren gun. British light machine guns arrived via Allied airdrops. Based on the Czech ZB design, the 303 Bren was superbly accurate and reliable. Its top-mounted magazine was distinctive, and fighters quickly learned to love it. MG-34. The revolutionary German machine gun set new standards for firepower. Its high rate of fire and quick-change barrel made it devastating. Every captured MG-34 gave partisans a significant tactical advantage. MG-42. The pinnacle of German machine gun design, firing up to 1,200 rounds per minute. The terrifying sound earned it the nickname Hitler's buzzsaw. Captured examples were prized beyond measure, though ammunition consumption was staggering. Maxim M 1910. Soviet heavy machine guns arrived with other Russian aid. The wheeled mount and water cooling jacket were archaic but effective. Partisans used them to defend liberated territories and ambush relief columns. DP-28. The distinctive pan-fed Soviet light machine gun became common after 1943. Simple and reliable, it worked well in partisan hands despite the awkward 47-round magazine. The 7.62x5.4 MMR cartridge was powerful and readily available. Shosha M1915. The notoriously unreliable French machine rifle appeared in fortress stockpiles. Ancient, even by World War I standards, these weapons were more liability than asset. Desperate times sometimes call for desperate measures. Shotguns and hunting weapons. Civilian shotguns. Thousands of farmers and hunters joined the resistance with their personal firearms. Double-barreled shotguns in various gauges served for close ambushes. While not military weapons, they contributed to the partisan arsenal. Drilling rifles. Combination guns with shotgun and rifle barrels were common in rural areas. These versatile weapons allowed resistance fighters to engage at multiple ranges. The variety of calibers created ammunition nightmares. Hunting rifles. Sporting rifles in calibers from 22 to 9.3 millimeters joined the fight. Professional hunters and foresters brought accurate scoped weapons to sniper roles. Each was unique, making standardization impossible. Grenades and explosives. Mills bomb. British fragmentation grenades arrived by the thousands via Allied supply drops. The number 36 was reliable and effective with a 4-second fuse. Partisans used them extensively in ambushes and raids. Model 24, steel hand granate. The iconic German stick grenade was captured in enormous quantities. Its blast effect was more pronounced than fragmentation, making it ideal for clearing bunkers. The wooden handle allowed longer throws. F-1 grenade. Soviet defensive grenades reached Yugoslavia after 1943. The serrated body produced deadly fragmentation. Though it was heavy, partisans adapted them for both offensive and defensive use. RGD-33. Another Soviet grenade design that appeared in partisan hands. The stick handle could be removed for offensive use or attached for defensive operations. Versatility made it popular among fighters. Breda M1935. Italian fragmentation grenades captured after September 1943. The red-painted body and blast. Fragmentation effect made them effective. Thousands entered partisan stockpiles from surrendered Italian forces. Mortars. 3-inch mortar. British mortars arrived via Allied supply operations. The 81mm caliber provided crucial indirect fire support for partisan operations. Captured ammunition from Axis forces was sometimes compatible. Granatwerfer 34. German 81mm mortars were captured from Wehrmacht units. Lighter than Allied equivalents, they were easier to transport through rough terrain. Partisans valued them highly for supporting larger operations. Support and specialist weapons. Flamethrowers. Captured German and Italian flamethrowers saw limited partisan use. The psychological effect was enormous, but fuel was scarce. They cleared bunkers and fortified positions during major assaults. Bangalore torpedoes. Allied supplied explosive charges for clearing wire obstacles. Partisans used them to breach German defensive positions. The long tubes could be pushed under obstacles and detonated. Rifle grenades. Adapter sleeves allowed standard grenades to be launched from rifles. German, British, and Soviet versions all appeared in partisan hands. The increased range provided valuable tactical flexibility. Edged weapons and close combat. Bayonets. Every rifle design brought its own bayonet pattern. From Austrian M1895 blades to German K98K bayonets, close combat tools were universal. Trench raids and sentries sometimes required silent work. Combat knives. Fighters carried various fighting knives, from military-issue daggers to improvised blades. The Fairbairn Sykes commando knife arrived with British supplies. Personal weapons varied wildly based on availability. Axes and entrenching tools. Standard military equipment doubled as improvised weapons. The German entrenching tool was particularly effective in close combat. Forest warfare sometimes descended to primitive brutality. Clubs and improvised weapons. Village defenders and early partisan bands armed themselves with whatever was available. Wooden clubs, farm implements, and improvised weapons filled gaps. Desperation. Armed civilians against occupation forces. Captured weapons and oddities. Czech Verzys 24 rifle. German-occupied Czech factories produced these Mauser variants. Captured from German and Bulgarian forces, they were essentially identical to Yugoslav M1924 rifles. Ammunition compatibility made them immediately useful. Hungarian 35M rifle. Bulgarian occupation forces carried these Mannlicher pattern rifles. After Bulgaria switched sides in 1944, stocks of Hungarian weapons entered partisan service. The 8x56 Millimar cartridge was uncommon. French MAS 36. A small number of modern French bolt-action rifles appeared through unclear channels. Probably captured German stocks, they saw limited use. The 7.5mm French cartridge was nearly impossible to supply. Japanese Arisaka. Incredibly rare. A handful of Japanese rifles captured in Southeast Asia somehow reached Europe. These oddities served no practical purpose and were likely kept as curiosities. The 6.5mm ammunition was non-existent. The equipment used by Yugoslav units reflected the challenging conditions of operating in occupied Europe. From older, early 20th century designs to more modern captured devices, Soviet and Allied support transformed limited resources into capable operational teams.